Hey folks, Dave here, and welcome back to the American Republic. We're back in Empire Total War, and we actually have an opportunity right here to assist our new allies, the British, in pushing an Austrian army out of Canada. We have an army just over the border that's actually within range to reinforce, so I figure, hey, we'll give them a hand. Let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, the British forces are deploying first. They have a good amount of cavalry and artillery battery up front, and their line infantry behind. Interesting. It's quite a mix of forces there, especially in their cannons. Ooh, we're coming in from the side of the Austrians. I'm gonna get my artillery set up, put some shells downrange quickly. I like this little hillside right here. Let's do that. Put our Minutemen up here on the hill. Howitzer coming up here behind. 12-pounder artillery up there as well. Regiments of foot. Oh, only got one there. There we go. This is a great reinforcement direction. More Minutemen. I'll probably march them up the hill there. Line infantry down here. Actually, if that's it, let's keep these troops down here. Seeing that is all we have. And the artillery wars have begun. The Austrians brought a decent army, but I think they're still just below a full stack. And it is only one army. The British are definitely taking their time. I think they're just focusing on artillery. Meanwhile, they are getting shelled. Taking some losses there. Well, let's see how the Austrians like my artillery battery. Let's go ahead and speed things up some. I think they only have a few units of artillery. I see mortars and a 6-pounder horse that's already down one cannon, down to 2 out of 3. And we're almost in place here. Let's do shrapnel shot. Fire right into those grenadiers. Pounder artillery, fire on their mortar battery. It's a long shot. Howitzers, use quicklime. Speaking of quicklime, there was a nasty drop right there from the British. And there's some of the shrapnel shot. I believe those were my cannonballs dropping in right there. It's actually hard to tell. Alright, their horse artillery is taking some losses. Ooh, there's the quicklime. That was like 40 losses right there. Traditional cannonballs ripping through their dragoons, and their mortars, and their cannons. Yeah, that hillside is perfect. And the British are dropping explosive shells too. Ah, and here comes the push. Good timing. I'm gonna have my cannon with the shrapnel shot hit these troops behind the wall. We'll have our main cannon continue to focus on those mortars. Those cannonballs are bouncing everywhere. Howitzers drop quick line on the infantry. Let's give our allies a nice assist all the way down the line. Time to bring in the cavalry from behind. Haha, perfect quick line shot again. Colonial line infantry. You guys seem to have broken rank here. Let's take advantage of that. Ha! The British are joining the cavalry charge. Push hard for their general as soon as this line infantry is done for. Howitzers. Let's move to ball shots. Keep that fire coming. Charge their general. Take out the mortars. That's actually the horse artillery. Wow, what a cavalry charge. And we caught their general before he could escape into town. And he's dead. Look at that. Mortars are panicking. Let's hit this colonial line infantry from behind. Oh, actually they're coming back around here. Let's fall back. Let some of the artillery take some shots. Come on, pull back, pull back. I guess I'll start moving some troops in, but I think the British have this basically under control. Bring my militia back up here. Move up the line infantry. What? Are these Austrian mortars firing, like, into their own lines here? What is going on? Alright, cannons hold fire. We're in the thick of it now. Maybe fire some howitzers idly over at these household cavalry. That could be an issue. The general's bodyguard is back for more. And away goes the rest of the general's bodyguard. That leaves a colonial light infantry and a lot of retreating units. Let's go ahead and run these guys down and avoid more mop-up later. American and British forces fighting together on the fields of Canada. What a difference a few decades make. Ah, we have troops regrouping here. And they're broken. Let's run these guys down for a bit. Let's see how our troops fared. 24-pounder foot artillery, 78 kills. Regiment of horse, 280. 12-pounder artillery, 22. Howitzers only got 2 direct kills, but a lot of area of effect kills with that quicklime shot. Dragoons at 219. Lots of mop-up kills. Oh, and the Austrians retreated into America. Well, the USA. The Austrians are moving lots of troops around again. We could intercept here, but I'll see what they're up to and keep replenishing. Maybe buy some time. And there goes a massive Austrian fleet. Probably to harass my coast. Sure enough. Yep, that's a big stack of first rates.
Sail for the horizon. Reef sail.
An Austrian army is moving out of the Mediterranean. Also heading towards the Americas. Oh, a second army. They brought 2. Look at that. A carefully planned Austrian invasion of Canada. And they still have a few armies running around France, too. Not sure what this army's doing. This little small one here. I'm gonna do a quick save and then auto-resolve and see if it gives me weird results. This should be a pretty easy battle because the best army they have here would be reinforcing and would have to march in with no good positions. Oh yeah, we lost almost no troops there. Terrible decision to move that army up on their part. And they burned one of my factories down in revenge. And Spain heads west with armies on navies again. Hopefully not coming towards us. And here comes Sweden with an army attacking Pennsylvania, carried on one of their navies, most likely full of first rates once again. It is now the winter of 1832, and we have tons to look at here. Some upgrades for our generals in Europe. They should all still be replenishing, and they are.
Make ready. Forward. March.
I would say that Amsterdam is very secure at this point. Most of Austria's armies are now battered and scattered. I'm seeing them build militia now instead of just line infantry. The Swedish and Austrians are going pretty crazy with the trade route raiding at the moment. That is hurting us. There is still an Austrian army in France on the western tip here at the Bay of Biscay. A decent army, but they appear to be injured. Also not a full stack. So, General Green
Ready.
and perhaps General Armstrong will march west and pin them in,
Onward.
and then finish them off.
Orders. Waiting for your orders. Make ready. March. Make ready. Your orders. Immediately.
And we're going to replenish this army
Yes, sir.
and
Make
this
ready.
army. Very light losses. Now, let's keep repairing all of France's stuff with our own money here. There goes a bunch of our income. The population is not happy. Hopefully, we can get them under control. I'm going to keep taxing them for one more turn. We're not under threat of rebellion yet, I don't think. But next turn we might have to allow them to be tax-free. Enemy raid on my southern port. That's our second army.
At the ready.
For now though, I'm just going to let that southern army go crazy. And I'm just going to maintain my troops around Paris. And they burned down my factory. I'm not going to bother repairing it yet because it's extended way out past my defensive line. This army needs replenishment quite a bit, actually. I'm going to bring General Osborne back down south to assist
Any further orders?
General Bristow in the defense of Brussels. There's a couple Austrian armies in that area. Just want to make sure that my line doesn't get stretched too thin. Port blockaded. A very small Swedish navy has landed. Well, I guess the navy isn't small at all. Once again, tons of heavy first rates. 4 of them total, with a mix of other units. But the army is at least weak. Whoa, that's quite the construction report, too. Man, that was quite the update list. Let's just get rid of all those. Next up, let's replenish this army in the Iroquois territory, costing 356. General Newcomen. Newcomen? Probably Newcomen.
Victory.
Finish off the Austrians.
Forward. Undaunted.
We lost 24 men.
Undefeated.
Finish that.
Forward for crown and
Reinforce the
country.
capital. Ah, this Austrian army only brought one cannon with them.
Yes,
I think the British definitely have this covered.
discretion is assured.
Hopefully my agent wasn't blocking their armies right there. And they can now reinforce either way. Wow, if Spain declares war again, they have some pretty serious armies sitting just off the coast, with a third army, if I remember correctly, on the way, now leaving Europe.
Set sail. Any orders?
Let's make sure that we... Oh. Yeah, they're still hostile. Territorial expansion, -429. Trade agreement broken. Oh, actually, that was them breaking it, so it's good for us. Alliance with enemy nation. What a complicated set of diplomacy. They're very unhappy about us taking France, basically. Let's give them a state gift. A thoroughbred. Hopefully that will help. I have a few more units, just simple units here,
Forward. March.
to reinforce the fort in Raleigh.
March. Waiting
That
for
should
your
top
orders.
that army off nicely. Florida has some provincial cavalry. Texas is looking quite secure, I'd say. That wooden fort is very well stocked. I think I've built every unique unit that I can with the DLC I've bought for this game combined with Darth mod. There's just not much left to recruit besides line infantry. Wow, even Boston has a decent army now. The whole coast is looking pretty secure. I am going to have to move everything south if both Sweden and Spain land at the same time, though. Going back to France. What's our next move here? I can't really give
Sir.
uh,
Your orders?
Paris and the territory of France back to France yet. They still have one tiny island off the coast, which means they're probably broke and they wouldn't be able to defend it, and the British could possibly take it, and the British are getting quite powerful. They do have a few colonies, so they're probably not completely broke, but I'm gonna basically feed France some money and hope that they can, in a few turns, actually support their own territory. Let's see if Persia is willing to trade now. You guys are friendly. I don't get it. Venice? Well, no one's willing to trade. I think I'm going to stop recruiting in Amsterdam for now.
Yes, sir.
I can't imagine what my budget looks like for army upkeep. Yeah, negative 76,000 gold per turn for armies. Thankfully, I still have some trade route rating income coming in, and some general trade income, plenty of taxes. Not bad. Government popularity 68%. A couple of our main trade routes are definitely being raided. I almost want to cancel our trade agreement with Spain and then open it again and try to get a land route going, seeing the sea route is blocked. I think that would create new routes, but there's a diplomatic penalty for breaking a trade agreement, And we're not going to be holding on to the territory of France for long. I do want to turn it over to France as quickly as possible. Our march towards the end of our technology tree continues. We're getting very close. Free trade doctrine next. How are we looking on prestige? We're moving quickly now. We're approaching the Martha Confederacy. We've passed the Ottoman Empire and the Prussian Empire. And of course France, who is barely hanging on. But we're still very far behind the Austrians. As well as Spain and Sweden. Of course, some of our biggest enemies right there. Great Britain is doing well, but so many of their armies appear to be stuck over the channel. You know, I've won so many crushing victories against Austria. I'm taking so much territory. They're probably getting a bit nervous, and I bet they would sue for peace now, but I really don't like how powerful they are with how much money they're just pumping into their navy with all those first rates. I believe I'm going to cut a path through the Rhineland. I'm going to mispronounce this, but Alsace-Lorraine, Württemberg, and possibly even Bohemia. Capture Prague right there, although that might be pushing it because the Prussian Empire would probably really frown on that far of a push into Austrian territory. Oh, I think Bavaria is actually in the way too. Wait, which Austrian territory is this? I guess that's Vienna. All the mountains belong to Vienna. So it goes from the capital, like, down through here. It's a very weird terrain shape. Huh. Yeah, so I think 3 more territories. That should really put a dent into Austria's economic power. And I bet they would definitely be up for peace after that. So that's my plan in Europe. Take at least 3 more territories from Austria, hopefully without any more territories and nations getting angry with me and declaring war awkwardly. I'm going to continue to assist the British, and hopefully once Austria is tamed, we can then turn our attention to Sweden, maybe liberate Denmark, perhaps Norway as well, force peace with Sweden. I really don't see Russia being liberated from the Ottomans and the Swedish, though. They've captured so much territory. It's just so large out there. I'm never going to be able to get to Moscow to help the Russian Empire come back. And even if I did, I think it would just get crushed immediately again, because I'd have to take the territory, then poorly reinforce it, let it rebel, let the rebels take the capital, and they would establish a new republic, like just what happened down in Mexico, where I just let the rebellion happen. But that republic would not be able to hold off the empires of Sweden and the Ottoman Empire. They would just go under immediately once again. And that would take so much time and effort to get over to Moscow. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's the European plan. What am I still holding on to over here in South America? I still have Panama. I might hold on to that. Consider it control of the eventual Panama Canal. I also have New Granada. That's a real big income source. Additionally, if I were to give it away to, say, France, the British would just march over and take it. I might hold on to Granada as well. Consider Panama and Granada my only remaining territories after my South American adventures. I think the rest have all been given away at this point. Alright, let's see what happens in the next turn. The Austrian Navy is challenging my Navy off the coast of Virginia. I have one heavy first rate, but I am, of course, no match for Austria's ridiculous naval power. Let's just retreat back into the port. All the way to the Gulf of Mexico, apparently. And retreat.
Disengage.
To the North Pole, possibly. The Austrians really want Canada, it seems like. And there is Spain's declaration of war. I'm not going to call my allies to help. Hopefully they won't either. So thankfully none of their allies went to help them. They are attacking Charleston, South Carolina. And it looks like our army is going to be reinforcing. So we're going to have to fight this one out. We actually don't get to use our fort that we built. We have to sally out and fight on the field. That's unfortunate. Once again, we have American forces defending our coastline from Spain's almost non-stop aggression. Let's actually get the militia inside of the house here. And we'll get the firelock armed citizenry out front. And let's see where our reinforcements come from. The side. That's going to be awkward. Our general is just kind of out there by himself right now. The Spanish appear to be confused by this development. At least we have cavalry to protect the general now. These poor guys are just going to have to hold the line at that house until we can get some actual lines set up. Howitzers, let's go ahead and get you guys set up right here. I need some line infantry. Here come theirs. There's my 12-pounder artillery. Let's get you right up on the line. I'll send some horse left and hopefully they'll break off some of their troops. Ah, it's militia first, of course. Quick lime, quickly. It looks like most of the Spanish are going to be coming for my main lines. Everybody else is just kind of shifting around. There goes the quick lime. Oh, devastating hits on that line infantry. Missed the main target though. I'll allow it. Finally, some actual line infantry. Let's get more horse in the back here. Push the cannons up just a bit. Deploy and shrapnel shot. Militia behind the wall here. Oh, more horse. Alright. You have tons of horse, good grief. That artillery seems to have gotten their attention. More 12-pounder cannons. Let's get you guys right here. Oh man, that quick line. 160 deaths in their ranks almost immediately. I think they're starting to get worried. I'm gonna send 3 units of cavalry to the right to help our stranded infantry over there. I see some gunpowder on the horizon, some smoke. The first shots are being fired from our defensive forces here in Charleston, with line infantry closing in. We'll let them shoot it out for a minute before I charge in with my horse. Everybody form lines. Cannon, switch to canister shot. What are you infantry doing? Get over here on the right. No, stick to shrapnel shot. Focus on those center units. Middle cannon, switch to canister shots. My horse are just stuck in the corner back here. Get up to the line. There's some light infantry finally. Put you guys on the end. Gotta make some bold moves here. Hard to keep an eye on two sides of the battle at once. Come on, man, hold the line. Help is coming. We got some line infantry trying to come up behind my cavalry here. That's not good. Okay, they're broken. Let's go ahead and charge in. Everybody charge in. We're gonna take losses there, but it's a good distraction. Fire a canister shot at the general's bodyguard. Maybe stick to shrapnel. They're all moving around too much. Let's try to flank this line infantry over here. Units on the left, hold for fire. Let's get some shrapnel shot down the field at these ranks. Good grief, they're huge. They're within canister shot range. Okay, we've got to pull our horse out of this mess. There's too many Spanish groups trying to close in here. Horse pull back. Militia and firelock citizenry make a line. Unfortunately, guys, I've got to focus on the main battle over here. I'm going to send one unit of horse after their cannon. We'll keep the other close. Alright, you guys go ahead and toggle fire at will. I want you to push up, take this hillside here. Shrapnel shot on the main body of the forces. Shrapnel shot to the right. And quick lime to the right. Hope you guys aren't getting dizzy with all this camera movement. This is pretty wild. Okay. All of you provincial cavalries are pretty worn out and injured. Firelock citizenry, go ahead and line up in the building. Garrison militia, make a line. We'll have one unit of horse break off and attack those cazadors. Get some crossfire with the cannons here. Line cavalry, what is that? I guess we took their cannon out at least. Cannon crossfire. I want shrapnel shot going in both directions here. And here comes the charge. The Cazadors are fighting, but losing. I am down to 19 on that provincial cavalry. That line cavalry is nasty, but surprise, right in the back. I'm going to pull my line infantry up here. Let's have my quick line shift to the left side here. Cavalry, fall back some. Actually, which one of you has the most horse? You do. Where's their general? We've lost everything on the right flank, it looks like. All of our horse, the firelock citizenry, the militia, all broken. That's alright. They've captured the farmhouse. Let's regroup, keep that artillery roaring, and push this defense to a win. Our Minutemen are holding the line up here. There's that quick line. Perfect. Quick line, shift to the right. We do need some help over here. Militia, shift to the right. Take partial cover behind these walls here. Shift our lines around just a bit. Rotate. Oh, we do have more troops reinforcing. That's good. Let's get some fresh line infantry on the right side here. Continental Light Dragoons. All right. To the right flank with you. Some of our ammo is actually starting to run low. Let's actually retreat a bit. Bring these guys in nice and close. I'm gonna pull my general back into the corner here. I'll start moving back up with my horse. What little I have left. 30 out of 90. 81 out of 90. Okay, these reformed lines should do the trick. Looks like my horse movement is starting to make them a little bit paranoid. They've broken off that charge and now they're shifting lines around again. Looks like they're gonna decide to regroup as well. I'm glad that I topped off that army in Charleston at the fort. Although it would have been nice to be able to actually use our fort. All cannons target their general's bodyguard, who's up front. All artillery. Those cazadors are an issue. Ooh, there's some quicklime. Almost got them good. Let's use some nice canister shot on those cazadors who are sniping our lines from so far away. I'm also going to use this stone fence right here. Ah, their general's in the back. Charge. And he breaks off quickly. The quicklime missed by a lot. Let's break off that charge. Trying to get them to push up some. Now the cazadors are gone at last. We lost 8 horses and a volley there. As goes one of our cavalry. That's unfortunate. I'm just going to have that quicklime direct fire into where their troops are marching. I think they finally massed up for the attack. Let's shift left, or I guess right, just a little bit. go after their general from two sides here. I'm gonna make them cross a battlefield of artillery. We do have to watch out for all these pikes their light infantry have put down everywhere. Their general meets our charge. And their general has fallen. Now they're gonna start panicking. Let's just pull our horse back and let them march in for the last bit of the battle. Give them nothing to attack in the rear, so they have to face forward. They're also getting quite tired from all of this marching. They really want these dragoons for some reason. I'm just gonna keep pulling them back. Make sure my general is safe back here. Wow, they really, really want him. Well, these dragoons, at least. Not sure why. Okay, I'm getting tired of this. Let's run you back up to our lines and maybe they'll actually attack. Let's fast forward here. See if we can scoot past the stubborn Spanish. What are they doing? Here comes the attack once again. Like the 5th attack. And they march into cannon fire once again. Love those artillery sounds. There comes the quick lime. Come on, Spain. March onwards. Your obsession with my eastern shore continues. There's some deep observation here about history repeating itself. At least Spain repeating itself. You guys aren't quite within canister shot range yet. Finally, a volley from the Spanish after a while. My Minutemen are facing off against Spanish line infantry. That guy misfired. There you go, buddy. And now they're moving troops around once again. What are they doing? Let's get that militia up here. The Spanish are just able to fire more quickly than my militia, my Minutemen. Ah, this is the 4th Continental Light Dragoons. It's a unique unit. Maybe that's why they wanted to go after it so badly. I'm gonna have my militia put a few volleys into the Spanish 60th Regiment, then a cavalry charge. A surprise dragoon attack from the right. Now, focus on the rest of those line infantry. There they go, marching away from me once again. I can't remember who has to beat this battle within the time limit. It could be me, although they were attacking. So I guess they actually have to use the time limit, not me. I can just very calmly hold the line with my battered armies. Spain, what are you doing? Well, they're moving again at least. My Continental Dragoons are mopping up. Let's pull you guys back some. Regiment of Horse, hold here. Let's get all of our militia on the left flank. Unfortunately, it is all militia that's left. Get them arrayed out here like this. And my cannon should be able to fire over their heads without any issues. That's right, come on back into range. Let's do this. There we go. Excellent quick line once again. Love that stuff. I hated it when I had to fight against it, but now I have it too. Strangely though, my shrapnel shot seems to be very ineffective compared to theirs. I seem to remember that the Spanish had some devastating shrapnel shot. Mine just does not compare. Come on, Spain. Let's end this. I'm just wearing you down. You're gonna have to push. That's a lot of fifes going right now. And another unit breaks. This really is taking forever. What is the deal here? Okay. They are all broken at last. Let's have my cannons hold fire. We'll use my cavalry to mop up as many of these guys as possible. Bring my general into the action too. I want this army out of the Carolinas so I can rebuild my defensive army. No mercy for the Spanish invasions. The Spanish deployed 4,200 troops, almost 4,300. We deployed 3,600. We killed 2,700. They did kill 1,500. Top kills, 12-pounder artillery 205. Regiment of horse almost 300. Our firelock armed citizenry actually held the line and got 119 kills before breaking. Our garrison militia did well too, 152. General's bodyguard, 106 on the mop-up. Provincial cavalry, 204. 12-pounder artillery, 118. 4th Continental Light Dragoons, 208. Minutemen, 143. Everybody did their part. And now they're in undefended Florida. Perfect. And Spain just invaded France. Weird. From multiple directions. They just took a star fort in northeast France. And took out a port in New Granada. Good grief. Alright. Well, that was an eventful turn. France is now being invaded by quite a few armies. We have an enemy raid from that invading army from the north in northern France. It's a huge army. Thankfully, it's not in the Star Fort anymore.
At the ready.
I'm actually going to duck my army into the Star Fort. Oh, I can't get to it actually. It's within their zone of control. Some construction. And a workers' riot in France. It looks like they damaged a seminary. Somewhere. I would have actually had the population under control by now. There's a seminary. But the Spanish burned down a pleasure garden, and now they're rioting. And one of my rakes in Canada has died of natural causes. That Austrian army is actually still up there. The British had a hard time taking it out completely. It's battered, but still alive. Well guys, we're at war with Spain once again. I kind of saw it coming after taking France. I don't think it's that big of an issue. We're just going to have some extra battles, both in the Americas and here in Europe. I don't like how much the Austrians have pushed up. We have a lot of different directions to cover at once, but that's definitely going to have to wait until next time. We're way out of time after that crazy long last battle. I'm also going to be on vacation for the next week, so there will not be any Empire or Napoleon episodes, or probably many other episodes going live. I don't have a whole lot prepped to go, but I'll be back in full force after vacation. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in about a week.